So yeah, for people listening on Substack, welcome to episode 12. And for people who are then watching this on TikTok, welcome to my welcome to my episode. This is a Christmas edition. We're gonna be talking about Christmas films. I'm deciding to talk about practically three. Why did I do four? I meant to say three. We're talking about three in particular today, and let's just get the ball rolling actually. Number one, Home Alone. Um Obviously Home Alone. I think I wrote it in my letterbox Christmas list. I was saying how I believe that Home Alone is definitely a must have. Like it's a must have watch every single Christmas. Um, it would feel weird to go without watching it. And what I've always thought about Home Alone, like that film is so funny. You know how like it's funny in terms of like, of course they forget Kevin. Except that's actually I said that was funny. It's not that funny. It's quite worrying, of course, because how can you leave a child at home and then how can you forget about them? It's like it's crazy because they really did forget about Kevin. And it's like I thought that they noticed him. It was the type of thing where it looked like they noticed him because I think he was the youngest, but they it seemed as though they did know that he exists. But then it's like I guess I think with that I also thought with Home Alone it's like of course they forget about him because you know I think it can, like, first of all they have obviously so many kids in that house for one thing. um they have so many kids in that house, so it's a bit much to be able to um remember every single one. So that's one thing. And then it's like obviously I think I was saying that I think um in terms of like confirming and saying what a Christmas film actually is, or saying what makes a film a Christmas film practically, is you want to say, does it have the themes of being set in Christmas? I think I remembered for the purpose of this podcast I was meant to look for like Disney films, but the old classic ones that remind you that also have that Christmas feel to them, but I couldn't really remember because I think no, it was while I was asleep and I was like I thought I was thinking of 101 Dalmatians, but I wasn't really sure. Like I wasn't really sure. But on top of what I was saying actually in the intro, I think like with Christmas films, it's fine if they're not really like for you because some people don't even really like Christmas as an event, as a season. So it's just as to say people aren't really bothered sometimes about what they watch in this month, which is why I think I was even saying to somebody, would it be crazy if I just decided to watch horror stuff? Not really. Whatever I do is entirely up to me. Um, it's entirely up to me. If I want to watch horror stuff, I can. It's just the thing that, like, you know, it's not like, oh yeah, um, what's gonna put me in the mood. It's not even a question of that because I think maybe it's the thing where Christmas mood only really settles in. Like, I don't know, it settles in practically around um, what's the word? It settles in probably like middle December. It doesn't really it doesn't really hit you immediately. I mean, it has for me probably like this year. I mean, I was seeing people get advent calendars, and I was like, I'm not even doing that this year. But I'm like, it's not as to say if you get an advent calendar, like, are you childish? No, advent calendars are great because you get to have chocolate. But I think for me, my way of like counting down to Christmas actually is my calendar because, like, obviously my personal calendar. I mean, I mean my calendar at home, which I have on my wall, my bedroom wall. Sorry, and I think that's my way of counting down to it rather than having an advent calendar. And I think obviously your Christmas mood will settle in halfway into December, and probably like the times when you get to put the tree up and you put decorations up. That's when it really seeps in. Okay, next film. Next one on the list is Nightmare Before Christmas. Like that one's always been a weird one for me. Like I love it because obviously it has the word Christmas in it. Okay, it has Christmas in it, which obviously makes it a Christmas film. But it's like it's hard because you watch Nightmare Before Christmas at Christmas time and also in Halloween time also. So it can be a bit weird to say like really to say which one is um yeah, it can be hard to say really confirm of which film it is and that it really fits into both seasons, and that's a bit difficult. You don't really want to have a Christmas movie that can like yeah, that like it's somewhat like it's a chameleon, like it can fit into two seasons, and we're like no, pick a season, either your Halloween or your Christmas, but you're both, because Nightmare and Christmas, and you say to yourself, the people who came up with that title, yeah, they really cooked on that one, because it's like Nightmare, Christmas. You don't associate those two. You don't put those two together because who's having nightmares? Who's having nightmares around Christmas time? But then that can make you think about Christmas Carol, sorry, because obviously that whole film is just like it's just all over the gaff. In terms of just, just in terms of how Christmas Carol is such a dark film. It doesn't even feel like it's very Christmassy. I mean, of course it is, because you think about like the last scene in Christmas Carol where he's like, "Buy the biggest turkey you have," and he's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Come back." And he's like, "Look, sir, I got you this massive turkey," and we're like, "Wow!" So yeah, that. So it's like that is obviously what gives us the element of Christmas Carol being a Christmas film. But hey, and last but not least, because I have to talk about this one, Little Women. Okay, Little Women is a Christmas film, guys. Okay, Little Women is a Christmas film. It's hard though because Little Women, like, obviously, it can be a bit like tragic. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I was thinking about it, even when I was thinking about doing this episode, I was like, Little Women has a lot of like stuff going on in it, though. Like, of course, Christmas is something that takes place in the film, but it's just like you forget that that even does happen in it because there's so much going on. There's so much going on. I'm even having flashbacks about the film like right now as I'm speaking because it's just a bit tragic and I don't even want to think about it. I mean, I'm probably going to rewatch it this Christmas, but it's just like ugh. It's like, oh, I'm gonna watch it and just start crying. It's like, no, that's not what I signed up for because I don't want a Christmas film to make me cry. I want to be happy basically because we know Christmas is all about joy. Like Christmas is all about glee and joy, so we want to be happy basically. Yeah, we want to be happy. So it's just like it can be hard because I'm just like Little Woman is one of my favorite films, but like it being a Christmas film to me, I know that it is because that's what I'm trying to say to you guys. I know that it is a Christmas film because we know what makes a Christmas film and what like adds up to it, but I just can't fathom. I just can't like yeah, I can't associate with it really. And then that's another thing actually then to touch on with even Nightmare Before Christmas because I'm like they start off Nightmare Before Christmas with a Halloween film. I mean with a Halloween song, sorry. So I'm like, hello, we've signed up for Christmas also, but that's not really here. Um, thank you for listening and um thank you for listening. Hope to see you again soon.